and welcome to my giant summer book haul. I have bought a lot of books over the course of the summer, so today I'm going to be doing a massive book haul to haul them all in. I'll start with the books that I've already read, and the first one is Skullduggery Pleasant, A Soul Full of Shadows by Derek Landy, and this is actually the 18th book in the series, and so I can't really give you too many details, but what I will say about this one is that it made me cry 4 times. Derek Landy is an absolute evil genius, and I absolutely adored it once again because it's Skullduggery, it is Derek Landy, it is brilliant, and actually if you want to see my full spoilery reaction to this book, I will leave a link up above to my full reading vlog if you want to check that out and don't mind spoilers. Next up was The Ending Writes Itself by Evelyn Clark, aka V. Schwab and Kat Clark, and this was another one I gave 5 stars to. I read it in a day. I am not usually a murder mystery girl, or at least I didn't think I was, but this has me questioning everything and whether or not I need to actually start looking more into this genre because I love this one so much, and like I said, I read it in a day. It was incredible. I have also read Patrick Ness's Piper at the Gates, and again I actually have a reading vlog for this one, so I'll leave a link to that up above if you do not mind spoilers on this, but this is the continuation of the Chaos Walking series, and I really love this one. It was less dark than the original ones, but absolutely a fantastic read nonetheless. It was filled with very important messages, especially around things like transphobia and ableism and things like this, and I loved it, and that ending has me desperate for the next book. My god, the ending was incredible. And then the final thing out of everything I've bought that I've actually read is the Derek Landy Doctor Strange run for Marvel. So since I last did a book haul, I've bought and read issue 4, issue 5, issue 6, 7, and then also 8, and I am loving this series. This is pure Derek Landy firing on all cylinders with sorcerers and everything else. He is dealing with like world-ending threats. He's also dealing with the fact that he's shut out from Earth and is stuck on Asgard. He's also like teaming up with Angela and things like this, and I am really loving this series. It is wonderful to read. It is so much fun. Derek Landy was born to write about sorcerers, which we already knew after Skullduggery, but this series is just as much fun as Skullduggery. I am loving it. And then everything else that I'm about to haul in, I have not actually read. So the first one is Sunyi Dean's The Girl with 1,000 Faces, and this one, it just says, before you were even born, I was already dead, and it's meant to be part underworld crime investigation, part love letter to Kowloon, part heartbreak and part myth, and I'm really excited about this. I loved reading The Book Eaters by Sunyi Dean a few years ago now, and I've been desperate to read more of her work ever since, and this sounds like it's going to be a really fun time. And also, can we just appreciate this cover? It is absolutely stunning front and back. I am loving it. Next up is my Waypoint Books Full Moon subscription box books, which I have not hauled in for a while, and these are not actually going to be in order that I got them. They're just going in the order that I've put them in the pile, and the first one to mention is Maeve Fly by CJ Lead, because Hannah actually mentioned this in one of her wrap-up videos where she said it was incredibly gory and incredibly messed up, and basically sold me on the book there and then. So she sent it to me as part of my box. I admittedly haven't read it yet because I only got it like 3 days ago at time of filming, I think it was, but I am incredibly intrigued, and I definitely think this is going to be a really fun October read. Next up is Firstborn of the Sun by Marvellous Michael Anson, and this one is all about forbidden shadow magic and the gods and this kind of thing, and again this one sounds absolutely incredible. I won't lie, the cover also immediately intrigued me because it is absolutely stunning, and again I've heard amazing things about this one. I fully trust Hannah's recommendation on it, so very excited to read it. I also got The Feeding. This is by AJ Ryan, and this one is meant to be a nerve-shredding horror novel where humans are no longer the top of the food chain and instead the vampires are taking over, which sounds like it's going to be a whole load of fun, and actually thinking about it, is going to be a great read around the time series 4 of Interview with the Vampire / Vampire Lestat comes out, if we get that far, because obviously that is going to be going into Queen of the Damned and the Great Conversion and all of this kind of thing. So this is actually perfectly timed. So thank you, Hannah, for that, because I didn't realise what this one's about. I just went, oh, vampires, I'm in. But that's going to be actually perfect for when that comes out. So very excited to read that when series 4, fingers crossed, comes out in a few years' time. She also got me Bat Eater by Kylie Lee Baker, and this one, it says, Cora Zeng is a crime scene cleaner, but the blood doesn't bother her, not when she's already witnessed the worst thing possible, her sister being pushed in front of a train. After cleaning up a series of unexplained killings in Chinatown and a ghostly shadow appearing in her bedroom, Cora starts to believe that someone might be targeting East Asian women and something might be targeting Cora herself. Soon she will learn. You can't just ignore hungry ghosts. And this one, again, is one that I have heard incredible things about over the years, and I've been intrigued about ever since I heard about it. So when Hannah offered to send this one to me as part of my book box, I grabbed the opportunity with both hands. She then also got me How to Survive a Horror Movie and How to Survive a Horror Sequel by Scarlett Dunmore, and these are YA slasher horror books, which is a genre that really intrigues me because I love a slasher horror movie. Slasher horror is one of my all-time favourite genres. I eat them up at Halloween and, to be honest, through most of the year as well, but I've never really read slasher books before and I've been really intrigued by the genre. So thank you so much, Hannah, for gifting me these ones. This one from Waypoint Books, so I actually bought this one, and then she also gifted me this one for my birthday. So thank you so much, Hannah, for these. I'm so excited to dive into this genre of book. She then also got me 3 graphic novels. The first one is Exquisite Corpses Volume 2 by James Tynion, and this is another horror graphic novel. Specifically, this is about 5 families who essentially rule the world, and they decide who is going to be the ruling family for the next sort of 5 years by picking several serial killers, dropping them into a unsuspecting town somewhere in the world, and basically saying, survive the night, you can kill whoever you want. It can be a serial killer who's also there, anybody else who's in the town, anything you've got to do to survive, you can do it, and it all goes from there. And I loved the first volume and I've been wanting the sequel for ages now, so Hannah sent it to me, so very, very, very excited to finally be continuing on with this series. She also sent me Let This One Be a Devil by James Tynion, and actually I have read this one, and this one is all about the story of the Jersey Devil and what it could potentially be, and it's actually a story I hadn't really thought of before. I hadn't really ever heard of the Jersey Devil, and this was a really, really fun time as well, because it's James Tynion, it's always going to be good, it's going to be spooky, and it was a lot of fun like I always expect from him. And then the final graphic novel of this haul before I go into a few books I bought myself is Escape by Rick Remender. And this is actually about a soldier whose plane is shot down and he lands in this city. And it turns out this city is about to be bombed and he's got to try to escape essentially. And everybody in this is anthropomorphized, as you can see from the front and the back here, which definitely intrigued me because I'm not usually one who sort of gravitates towards like anthropomorphized animals, but I completely trust Hannah with this because she has never steered me wrong before with this. And I also really enjoy Rick Remender's work. I've read his X-Force before and really, really enjoyed it, so very intrigued about this one, to say the least. And then into the books I bought myself, there was one ebook, and that is The Reaper, because I've heard amazing things about this one from Abby of Pelennor, because she sold me on this with one sentence. She went, it's like the adult version of Skullduggery Pleasant, and that was all I needed to know. As soon as it went on sale, I bought it, and now I am so excited to read it. And then I finally fell for the hype and bought Project Hail Mary because I read The Martian back in March and absolutely adored it. And then I watched the movie in the cinemas for Project Hail Mary and again adored it. I saw it twice. I fell for the story entirely and I really wanted to read the book, so I've picked up the book. I've unfortunately not had time to read it yet, but at the very least I finally own it, so I can finally do that soon. I also picked up Chain Gang All-Stars by Nana Kwame Adjei-Brenyah. I apologise right now if I have mispronounced her name, but this one I bought because of the hype. Again, I've seen so many people raving about this book, and it's meant to be about basically prisoners who are fighting for their freedom because they are their gladiator matches are basically live streamed to millions, and I have heard amazing things about this one. I've heard it's very damning of the American like prison system and this kind of thing. It sounds incredible. I've seen people raving about it for years, so I finally picked it up. We've only got 3 more to go, thank God, because it is getting very hot in my room right now. It's currently 24 degrees outside. It feels about 30 in here. But anyway, the next one I got was Graveyard Shift by M.L. Rio, and this one, again, I've heard amazing things about over the years. I've seen people raving about it over and over and over again, and it's all about like 5 people who cross paths as they work the late shift in the cemetery, and that's all I really know, and that's all I really want to know about this one. And I finally want to see what the hype is about, so that is what I'm finally going to be doing now that I've bought it. I also finally fell for the hype for The Devils by Joe Abercrombie, and it just says on the back, when you're headed through hell, you need the devils on your side, which immediately intrigued me, immediately had me interested. The hype also had me really intrigued by it, so when I went into Waterstones, I had to pick it up. And finally, my final book is a complete 180, and that is Alice with a Y by Anna James, and this is actually a Alice in Wonderland sort of continuation, because this time we are following Alice's granddaughter as she ends up in Wonderland as well, and it all goes from there. It sounds like it's going to be a fantastic time. I know I really enjoy Anna James's work because I read Pages & Co. a few years ago now, I think it was, and I absolutely adored her writing style and her work, and I've wanted to read more ever since, and this one sounds like it's going to be a fantastic time. I cannot wait to give it a read. And that is the end of my summer book haul, and I am not lifting all of those up because it's quite frankly too hot in here to even try. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give me a thumbs up. Comment down below, tell me if you've read any of these books and which one I should prioritise. I would love to know. Or if you don't have that much time, leave me a book stack emoji down below to let me know that you were here. I'll also leave a link as well down below to all my social media if you want to check it out. Or if you just want to see any more of my videos where I'm going to be reading these books, please click subscribe here, and over here will be the link to my previous video. But till next time everyone, bye!